Okay, so on your desk you have two pieces of paper. You have the weekly IXL sheet and you have a worksheet that says Division Review Work Page. Right now I want you to write your name at the top of both of those. Name at the top of both of them. And then I want you to pull the weekly IXL one to the top. We're going to focus on that one first. Who can tell me what skill you're doing this week? Arabella? What's it called? G10, rounding decimals. Why should that sound familiar? Emma? You've already done it, and I conveniently reset all SMART scores back to 0. Because we need more practice on it, okay? It's not that your answers are way wrong, it's just we're still doing, it's a common error, but I want to stop that common error, okay? When I graded your weekly worksheets, I saw this error a lot. So we're going to re-go over this and then do a few examples, and then we're going to move on to what we're doing today, okay? So on your IXL sheet, up at the top, it tells us kind of what to do. It says copy problems, circle your focus number, and gives us some more directions. Right under that, let me move this up a little bit. Right under that, on your IXL page, I want you to take up the whole paper and make 5 lines. Line, line, giant decimal point, and then 3 more lines. This is on the front, right under, like the directions. Grayson, that's too big. You have to fit 5 lines across. Okay, I'm going to hold up Zach's. His is perfect. Okay, just right at the top, 5 lines. Who thinks they know what we're going to put on the lines? Emma? Yeah, the name of the places, because do you have to know the name of the places to be able to round decimals? Yes. I don't think that's our major problem, but that's one of our problems, is we don't know our decimal places. So now that we have them up there, who can give me one of those places? Noelle?
The first one is 10.
Okay, the first one is the 10s. Should we know a few more places out to the left? Yes, we should, but today we're focusing on the decimal places, so I just did a couple of them. Callie, do you know the next place right here, just to the left of the decimal point? The ones, O-N-E-S. What about the first decimal place? Dylan? The tenths place. Tenths place. Next. Hundredths. T-H-S. And the last one, Rory? The thousandths place. Now, under that, I have something like this written at the top, but we're going to take some notes together, just so I make sure everybody hears this. I want you to write down under that, I want you to write this. Write down those 2 numbers. Oh, nope, there should be a THS there, sorry. THS, thousandths. Thank you. Can anybody tell me how to say that number properly? Mila?
4.2.
That's how we're lazy, and that's how we say it, 4.2, but that's not the proper way to say it. We say 4.2 a lot just to get it out quicker, but that is not the proper way to say it. It's not that it's wrong. Cam? 4 and 2 tenths. I want everybody to write that. 4 and 2 tenths. Okay. Does anybody know how to say the other number? Aubrey?
4 and 2 tenths.
Nope, not 4 and 2 tenths. So to say them, and we're going to practice this more, but it's 4 and, Aubrey, if I covered up that decimal point, what number do you see? 20. So 4 and 20, but I always need an extra word.
10.
Is the last digit in the tenths place? hundredths. So that one we would say 4 and 20 hundredths. Okay, now these two numbers, I want you to write same value. Okay, those two numbers have the same value, which means they're worth the same. The first one means like you have 4 whole dollars and 2 dimes. Would you have $4.20? Yes, if you have 4 whole dollars and 2 dimes, you have $4.20. The second one is saying you have 4 whole dollars and 20 pennies. Do those two things have the same value? If I gave Grayson 20 pennies and Michaela 2 dimes, they both have 20 cents. Do they look different in their hands? Yes, but they have the same value. That's these two numbers. Okay, 4.2 and 4.20 have the same value, but they're not the same thing. When you are rounding decimals, that matters. If they ask you for 4 and 2/10 and you give them 4 and 20 hundredths, they will mark it wrong. Okay, so that's why we're going over this. So next thing, I want you to write EX, and you're going down. I just have to go up because my problem's up here. We're going to do a couple of these together just to make sure you get the idea. You will copy down the problem first. So 2.587, we'll say it the lazy way. And these directions are given at the top. It says copy the problem, circle the focus number. This one says, what is 2.587 rounded to the nearest hundredth? So what is my focus number, Mila? 8. Why is 8 my focus number?
Because it's 2 behind the decimal point.
Because, yeah, it's in the hundredths place. Okay, what other number is important, Noelle?
7.
The 7. Why is it important?
Because it's going to help the 8.
Yeah, it's helping me decide if that 8's going to stay an 8 or if it's going to bump up to a 9. Now, another error I'm seeing is people are leaving off whole numbers. If I said, if this is money, it's about $2.59. If I said I have about $2.59, does that make sense for that number? Yes, but a lot of people are saying 59 cents. Does that make sense? No, so everything in front of our focus number has to be dropped down. Okay, our focus number is the only thing that changes. Anything behind the focus number, if it's a decimal, we get rid of it. Okay, we don't add those extra zeros because it's not changing the value. So this one, 2.5, is my 8 going to stay an 8 or is it going to bump up, Caleb? Okay, why is it going to bump up? Because 7's higher than 5. Good job. Now, a lot of you are wanting to change that 7 to a 0, which is okay. Okay, but this asks me to round to the nearest hundredth. If I type in 2.590, that's 2 and 590 thousandths. Okay, I have to stop at the hundredths place. So I would just type in 2.59 because that is 2 and 59 hundredths. A lot of people last time, and even on your weekly worksheets that I just graded from last week, you're putting in those zeros at the back. That's not correct. Okay, you're rounding it to the thousandths when it's asking for hundredths. Your answers have the same value, but they're not the same thing. Okay, you're giving me change in pennies when I want dimes. So I'm going to type that one in, and we're going to do one more together. Okay. No, it will count it wrong. That's why we're doing this, because that would be 590 thousandths, not hundredths. Okay, copy down this problem. 1.389. This one we are rounding to the nearest tenth. Sophia, which number is my focus number? The 3, because it is in the 10th place. Zach, which number is helping me make that decision? Yep, this is another example. The 8 is helping me decide. And the circle can also help us on knowing when do I stop. When you're writing your answer, whatever's in that circle should be your last digit, because it's telling us we have to stop at the 10th place. So everything in front of the circle gets copied exactly the same. Audrey, is that 8 going to turn the 3 into a 4, or is it going to stay at a 3? 4. It's going to go up to a 4. And then I suggest don't even write those zeros because they're not important. Okay, they're not important. Reread it. Your last digit should be in the 10th place. Is our last digit in the 10th place? Okay. Once you have that one copied, set your weekly worksheet paper aside. Okay, I feel like we just needed a little more practice on that. I'm hoping it goes a little bit smoother the next time, and I think some of you will still type in at least 1 0, and it'll mark it wrong, and you'll be like, oh. Okay, because your SMART score will drop for a goofy mistake. Now, on the worksheet that says Division Review Work Page, flip it to the back side. Look down at the bottom in the white space. Today you have a division review assignment. And tomorrow you're going to have a quiz that looks very, very similar to it. I probably could have given you the quiz today and you would have been fine. I just didn't want to be that mean, okay? So we're going to review today. You will have a quiz over the same stuff tomorrow. We're going to do a couple examples together just to refresh your brains from the long weekend before I turn you loose, okay? So we're on the back, so you should see boxes at the top, problems 12, 13, 14. There's some more directions. It says tonight's homework, and then there's white space. Go down to that white space. You can just write examples if you want. You have 14 problems that you're going to be working on in class very shortly. The first couple are on dividing numbers that end in 0, which we call mental math division. On the weekly worksheet last week, several people missed these because you're mixing multiplication and division rules. Okay? Before I let you choose to do it horizontally or vertically, today I'm mixing the horizontal division. Okay, because you're struggling with it. So we're going to set them all up vertically, so I'm showing you some examples so you know what I mean by that. So down at the bottom, copy down this example first. 3,200 divided by 8. 3,200 divided by 8. Colby, you have that copied? Who thinks they know what I mean is you're not allowed to solve it horizontally. I want you to set it up vertically. Dylan?
Like, you don't use it as a fraction?
We are using it as a fraction. We're setting it up as a fraction is vertical, up and down. So 3,200 divided by 8. Because what you guys are doing is you're counting all the zeros and adding that to the answer. That's only for multiplication. Okay, this one is easier to see on dividing. So for today, I want you to set it up vertically like this. Who can walk me through my thought process now, Michaela? Okay, what is 32 divided by 8, Michaela? 4. Okay, Colby, now what? Yeah, I add my 2 zeros because nothing got canceled out. So my answer would just be 400 that I need to type in. So I'm going to close this. I'm going to type it in. Okay, so you have some like that. I'm going to jump to a harder problem. I'm going to go harder than that. I want a new question. Oh, man. Let me go back and then go back up. I don't like their question, so we're going to make up our own. Example 2, write this number. 36,000 divided by 60. 36,000 divided by 60. When I set that up vertically, I put the 36,000 on top. Where do I put the 60? Colby?
156, but have your 0 like type in.
Yeah, so I want to put the 6 there, and I can kind of push my 0 out a little bit. Now what, Noelle?
We're gonna box the 36 and 6.
Yeah, what is 36 divided by 6?
That's 6.
That's 6. Now, on the weekly worksheet that I just graded last week, people would give me 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros in my answer. Over and over and over. That's why I'm forcing you to do it this way today. Brennan.
It's not right because you have to cross out one thing and 0 because you have a 0.
Yeah, one set of 0 cancels. Even when you do it horizontally, I just know you guys forget it more when you're doing it horizontally. Then how many do I have left for my answer? 2. So for this one, I would type in 600 and then move on with my life. Okay? You guys remember that stuff? Okay, what else do you think is going to be on here? What other division have we done? Mental math.
Long division.
Long division, there will be a few on there. What else, Caleb? Nope, no area model. If you choose to use area model when you see a long division problem, that's fine. But you'll get to make that decision. What else? No idea what other kind of division we've done? Estimating. We're going to see a couple different kind of estimate problems, so we're going to work one of each just to show you. If it loads.
It's wasting 10 seconds.
So on these ones, it's having you, it gives us options, okay? So it says which expression will give a better whole number estimate. For these ones, I want you to focus on the problem. So everybody write down that problem, because this is what you'll do on your homework. If we were rounding that problem, where do I put my attention first? Where do I focus first, Caleb? On the divisor, the 86, I have to round it to the nearest whole number. So Caleb, what is the nearest 10 to 86? 90. We want it to be pretty. And then no matter how long the dividend is, what numbers are important to me? Arabella? The first 2. It doesn't matter if it's 10 digits long. We can focus on just the first 2. Why do we like those first 2 digits, Audrey?
Because it's gonna help us figure out our answer.
Okay, but what are multiples of 9 that are close to 63?
9 times 7.
Okay, trick question, right? Because is 63 a multiple of 9? Yes, so we just changed that to 630. Once you come up with your estimate, check and see if it's there. 630 divided by 90. Is it there? Yes, so we would choose that one. Remember how sometimes we said, okay, this is the best estimate, but this one would also be okay? Sometimes your best estimate isn't an option. So then you have to decide, okay, which one of these is okay? If we didn't round that to 90, we probably would have rounded it to 80, but why is 620 divided by 80 not a good estimate, Zach?
620 is not.
Yes, 62 is not a multiple of 8, okay? So it won't, the other one just won't make sense. But then once you pick it, it says use that expression to estimate the quotient. So this is where it's wanting us to use that mental math division to get an answer. Cancel, what's 63 divided by 9? 7. Okay, and that's what you would write in the box. So it has you kind of do both pieces of it. Okay, one more thing I want to show you just because it's been a while. the other kind of estimating quotients problems. Once it pops up, I want you to copy the problem first. Come on. Just thinking about it. Okay. So it says estimate which sign makes the statement true. So copy down the problem. Remember, we just put a big circle. Why on this one do we not want to touch the divisor? Why do we want to leave it be, Arabella? It's a single digit number, so let's leave it alone. And this dividend isn't super long, but again, no matter how long the dividend is, Ty, what two numbers are important to me? Nope, when we're estimating, because we're estimating here, and really we're estimating this and then comparing. Audrey? The first two, so the 38. And again, it doesn't matter if it's a 10-digit number. My focus just goes to the first two, the rest of them turn to zeros. East and T, I'm trying to find multiples of 9 that are close to 38. Is what? 36, so I'm going to replace 38 with 36. All of the extra numbers become zeros. I suggest you set it up vertically, but I'm going to go ahead and work this one horizontally to remind you how to do that. 36 divided by 9 is what? 4. How many zeros do I drop? 2. Now I have to compare that estimate to 910. Which one is larger? Noelle? 910. So our work would look like this. These have quite a bit of work, but really our answer is just selecting the correct symbol here. Okay, it's been a while since you guys have done those, so I wanted to go over one of those. Okay, now listen carefully. I'm about to turn you loose to get on the Chromebooks. Flip this back to the front side. I'm going to read through the directions. It says go to Aviston IXL and log in. Click the recommendation star, it's usually in the top right corner when you log in, and select division review. It'll say it's a quiz. It's not a quiz. That's just what they call it on there. Okay, it is a 14 problem assignment. It says complete the 14 problems in the boxes below. Copy the problem down and show all the work. I just showed you how to do all of them except the long division. We didn't do any of those together. Flip the paper to the back. Once you are done with box 14, it says submit your assignment. In pen, circle the problems you missed and write in the correct answer. So let's say you click submit and it says you missed problem number 7 and the answer to number 7 was 12. With a pen, you will circle problem number 7 on your paper. You will write in the new answer of 12. Okay, you will do that for the ones you missed. Hopefully there's not many of them. And then it says put your Chromebook away and try and rework the problems you missed in the white space below or on loose leaf if needed. If you don't have much room at the bottom, you may not have room to work. Again, hopefully you only missed not very many problems so you have room. Okay, and it says there is a quiz tomorrow over this same material. Okay, and I am taking a grade on this assignment. I want you to take your time. Tonight's homework. It says finish correcting it if you do not finish in class, and the weekly IXL G10 is due Friday. My class, and you guys probably will not finish this either, you have about 15 minutes, okay, but everyone has study hall today. So I suggest you work on this in study hall because if you can't figure out how to do something, let's say you missed it on the first time through and you miss it a second time and you can't get to the correct answer. No one should be on Chromebooks yet, guys. I promise I'll turn you loose in just a second, but I need everybody to listen. Who is it hurting if you don't ask for help? Yourself, because you have a quiz over this tomorrow. So like if you miss number 7 and you rework it and you're like, I cannot get this answer to be 12, ask for help. Okay, that's why I want everybody to work on this in study hall today. So if you get stuck, you can ask for help. Okay, if you are a girl, get your Chromebook out and start logging in. Boys, we're going to give them about 45 seconds head start, so we're not all trying to log in at once. Okay?